Hey everybody, how's it going? Nick here from IMP Promotions. We got another interview that we're doing. This time we're going to be interviewing Tristan Bastidas and his band. This is in preparation for our Angel City Cafe and Outreach show, worship night that we have on May
23rd.
May 23rd.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, you all know me. My name is Nick Patches. Tristan Bastidas, I don't know if you want to introduce yourself and the rest of your group.
So my name is Tristan Bastidas. I actually grew up in Ecuador in South America. I started making music right out of high school, so that's kind of where I got the inspiration to start. I play guitar, I sing, and now we're here today trying to make some music to glorify God.
I'm Zach Briggs. I am the bassist, and they reached out to me and asked me to play with them, and so I took it up because it sounded fun, and it was kind of like a friend of a friend situation.
Yeah.
So, but I'm very happy to meet these guys and play with them.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Okay. That's all, bro. All right, that's it, guys. I don't do this anymore. No. Okay, I'm the off-brand version of Chris Brown. So if you look at your local Walmart, Great Valley is their off-brand. I'm Chris Brown. That's my off-brand. Grew up in the general LA area, and I'm the drummer of the band. And it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty exciting. I started playing with Tristan. We went through like this little hiatus. It's all testimony in itself, but I mean, we're here now, the main focus is now what we're doing now, and I mean, I'm just excited to play, like I said, he hit me up, and it was just, that's what I do. I'm playing the drums. I'm an artist myself, but I mean, for Tristan needing that, he needed players, I said, I'll play drums, so just took it on for myself, and now I'm playing drums, and I got to meet Zach, and it's cool, it's really cool. I'm excited for everything, and yeah, man, I'm excited to where God takes us with this. That's the biggest goal. Just
Awesome.
let Him lead. Literally. So. Yeah.
Awesome, amen. Yeah, praise God, bringing people together.
Yeah.
So we got Tristan, guitar, vocals, Zach, bass, Chris Brown on drums.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Praise God.
Exactly.
Okay, so why don't you guys tell me a little bit about how you got started in music? Let's start right here with Zach.
Well, it kind of started with my friends in high school. They wanted to start a band, and they didn't have a bassist, so they're like, you should play bass. And I was like, all right. So we had a little like mock band set up, and we didn't play a lot, but we did. That band was also our youth worship team. So At our church, we began to play for our youth ministries. As we
So that was the first. So your first band was already like in a church.
yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And so we would play
Good start.
for the youth ministry, while also being a part of the youth ministry. And then eventually, me and one other member of that band, we have our own separate band, and we play gigs around. So that's always really fun. But then also I am at APU, Azusa Pacific University, for music. And so I'm playing stuff there. I'm learning more about music and really developing more love for it, while also it being a Christian college as well.
Awesome. Yeah, dude. Good environment.
Yeah,
Good
very
roots.
much so.
Tristan.
Yeah, so I originally I grew up playing the violin. So my dad plays the violin, so I guess that kind of got passed down. So I had a very classical upbringing. I really liked, just listening to like a whole bunch of classical music when I grew up. But then when I got towards high school, I was like, I kind of want to do my own thing. So I picked up the guitar, and from there I just took, I learned online, just kind of took it where I would. And then now, I got to the point that, I've been making some of my own music for a while, and the whole purpose with the music that I'm trying to make is to make something that sounds new, but also that glorifies God. Because there's a lot of Christian music out there that doesn't, really, how would you say,
Like
like
have
tickled it.
familiarity?
Yeah, it all sounds like familiar.
Yeah, I think it's like familiarity. Looking.
Yeah, it's just like everything is exactly the same. So we're trying to make something that sounds a little bit different, and is able to inspire people. But so that's started with kind of making music on my own, and then I reached out to Chris Brown here.
Off Brown.
What's that? James Brown.
James Brown, Chris Brown, anything with the last name Brown, you just call me.
So I reached out to him online, and then we got together, we started playing, and we really liked the vibes, and we were able to bounce ideas off of each other, and then I met you on basically at Angel City Cafe, right? Because of Angel.
Playing Angels.
Playing Angels. Exactly. So from there, I had the idea like I actually want to play at Angel City and make something come together. So then I was like, I need a bass player, and so the guy that was recommended Zach, and Zach happened to come through. He was that guy. Yeah. So at the end of the day, now now we got a band together. Yeah. So we're excited to see where we take it. And
getting a group together is not easy.
It's
hard to get people to commit.
Yeah.
And then really quick, Chris, did you start with drums or did you start with another instrument or?
No, so with me, the way it was, well, real quick, just to dabble into the question you asked first, the way I got into music was in high school, right? I took it seriously in high school, but it's like, I think my cousin Elliot, hey, I'm gonna show him, he's gonna be like, bro, that's hilarious.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to my cousin Elliot. It's because, only reason being is because he showed me, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Surf Curse. Surf Curse that was my biggest inspiration, and from the summer of 5th grade going into 6th, or 6th going to 7th, one or the other. Point is, it was a summer that I was at my dad's a lot, right? And he showed me Surf Curse, my cousin showed me, and I was like, dude, like, this is so cool, mind you, middle school, just soaking in all, anything you can, and like I said, I didn't have the right teaching and whatever, but still
it's
going
a big
through.
age for like
just
music
soaking,
really.
Exactly. So it's like I took that into consideration of, man, when I first heard them, going throughout middle school, I was like, man, I want to play like music like them. I want to do that surf rock thing, like the way they started. Not to where they're at now. It's kind of whack now. I just like, man, I've drifted away from them so hard.
You outgrew them.
It's like, the old stuff is cool. That's where it's like, that's where it hit me.
Yeah.
But whatchamacallit, like I said, I was so like zoned in on wanting to learn like the way Surf Curse plays, which is a lot of bar chords, a lot of rhythm. That's all it really is, right? And so it's like the first thing for me was guitar. That was my thing, and I'm all self-taught. I had nobody teach me. I learned tabs like a lot of people do. Yeah. So I started learning tabs. I started doing all that,
tabs is awesome.
And then and then I looked at videos of how they play. I was like, I don't understand their sound. How are they making a sound with just 2 people? And it really like ticked me off. Where I was like, dude, what is it? So then I seen him do the bar chord with his finger, and I'm like really analyzing the video. I'm like, what is that? What is he doing? So then that's when I learned how to read tabs. That's when I was like, all right, cool. Like I straight struggled for it, and I just pushed myself so hard. And when I was in 9th grade, I finally got my guitar. Finally I got it, and then that's when I started learning it. And so eventually, by like 11th grade, that's when I started making music myself. But that's how I started. And then it turns out when it came to drumming, my friend, one of these friends that I had, my homeboy Sebastian, he was always air drumming, and I knew eventually that I wanted to do music, like I said, like Surf Curse. So eventually, in my head, I was like, I want to do it myself. So that's when I started taking up the drums by him telling me, just by watching him, because I like the fact that when you practice drums, you don't really, technically, you don't need a full set in front of you, but obviously it's good to have contact, but it keeps you, what is that called?
Tempo?
No, not tempo.
Muscle memory.
No. It keeps, I guess, a technique. It helps you. It helps you with technique. My bad. It just helps you with technique, and So guitar was my first, and then I learned drums, and bass is just low end of guitar. I like that, Zach.
Yep.
You're like, bro.
I get it.
It's not like that, bro.
I
But
get
yeah,
it.
yeah. So basically, I started off with guitar, and then now I'm in drums. So
Awesome, man. And now you're playing for Tristan.
yeah, now I'm playing for this guy.
So Tristan, let's start with you, man. Let's now that we got thanks for you guys introducing. Nice to tell me a little bit about how you got started. Let's dive right into it, man.
Yeah.
Tell me, you mentioned that you want to make Christian music, but you felt like it was like kind of all the same, and so when I heard your music, man. I've been listening to your music the past week or two, and dude, the lyrics are deep, man. The lyrics are very deep compared to
that's true.
I definitely when you think about like popular Christian, like Chris Tomlin, Elevation, it's very like poppy. It sounds very friendly. Like it's good. It makes you feel good. It brings you that peace and that joy. I like your music just the same, even though it has like it's
different.
It's like Old Testament music, bro. It's like
Yeah.
damn, it's like it's deep,
Like
bro.
that.
So going back to what you were saying about making different. How is yours different, or how would you describe the music? Like, what do your influences come from the music?
Well, I think that's like a two-part answer to that, because the music itself, the sound, I like a lot of rock, a lot of indie. That's kind of where it's coming from. So a lot of the Strokes, a lot of like Arctic Monkeys, like Jimi Hendrix.
I wanted to hear that. I was like, I know that's what it is.
Yeah, 100%. I like rock. I grew up with rock, so I like that a lot. Blues, like just a little bit of everything.
I was getting a lot of the Doors from your music.
The Doors, okay,
No way.
yeah.
That's cool.
I like the Doors. Like even a little bit of classical music. I want to involve kind of, because I think that the concept that all music is like somehow related to each other. Like I believe that, because like how is like classical music that close to rock? It's like it's pretty close together. Like if you really sit down and like think about it, analyze it. So that's
So how does that correlate to Christianity then?
So that's where I kind of see a space that it hasn't been filled yet. So in regards to especially the indie, there's a lot of indie music that's starting up. So one band that I like a lot is Riders. Yeah, so it's more like indie music. That's one that I can think of at the top of my mind. Angel, right? Angel Chavez. He has got his own style as well. It's a little more polished. So I think that there's just a space that needs to
And
be
his
filled.
is more like pop.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so his is more kind of like on the pop indie side, and then like how you said, yours is more like rock, bluesy. I totally get that, and I think it's cool. It adds to the whole, like what I was saying about the lyrics, man, because the lyrics are it's like deep, like and when I interviewed Angel, he was telling me that he loves Psalms, right? And I feel like that's reflective in his music. Like it's like, oh, so happy,
but no,
so like happy, but then we get Tristan Bastidas, and it's like crucified. It's like, whoa, dude, like so different. But I think that's great, because we all have, God gives us talents. God gives us what we all have, our fruits, our there's something for everybody, At the end of the day, what I like personally is how you're still talking about God. You're still introducing people to God through your music, in a different way. Angel likes the Book of Psalms,
I like the
other
Book of
people
Psalms
might
too.
like different Proverbs,
Exactly.
Some people like Genesis, that kind of thing. And then actually that goes into my next question. Do you guys have any specific books of the Bible that you like? What are your favorite characters?
The right Christian answer is to say Jesus.
bro.
But
It's like you said, I'm going with the cliche answer, bro.
You
mean the answers to it all,
Sunday
bro?
school answer.
Well,
He just wants an A, bro. On his
He's
dress.
He's him, bro.
write it down. Write that down.
him.
Bro, that's not fair, bro.
So yeah, the Jesus obviously. There's one song specifically that it's actually inspired by Peter. So Between the Haze and the Sky is inspired by Peter, how he denied Christ 3 times, and like we all deny Christ in different ways and in different actions, and even though we we're not perfect, like Christ doesn't deny us, and and it says that even though we are faithless, he remains faithful because he can't deny himself. So that's kind of what I want to have protrude through my music, is that mentality with that. So Peter, I was recently reading Samson. I thought that was the Book of Judges, like Samson.
The hair, the guy with the hair.
Yeah, the guy with the hair.
The guy with the beautiful hair.
Zach.
Zach. Don't you mean Zach?
Yeah. So David, just to name a few.
of course.
Love David.
Yeah. Chris, do you have a favorite book or a favorite Bible character, Bible figure?
Yeah. I think with me, and it really sticks to me because I look at his life as a testimony, as a man. It's just, I think of things like in life in general is about being persistent and it's just not falling from that track from God. Because that was like my hardest thing. Like, it's not falling off track. That's my biggest thing. And when I think of my favorite person that was like that, was Job. Job was, he got everything taken away from him off rip. Like, imagine just losing everything, bro. Everything that you love, or you guys, anything that you guys hold so dear to yourselves.
And he had a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, he was like a rich dude.
Yeah, exactly. He had so much. He was very wealthy, and dude, like, he lost it all. Like, bro, like, I can't even think about just losing my hand for drumming, and it's like, I gotta be a lefty. I can do it, but I wouldn't want that. Like, that's already losing a lot. And let alone I play guitar too. What am I gonna do? Just like little things like that, where I think about Job. It's like, bro, he lost his family, everything he owned, he lost, and it's like, even throughout all that time, he still stuck with God. He was so persistent. Yeah. He couldn't find himself to say, nah, why? Like, no, he did ask why, but he didn't say, why are you doing this to me? Because he knew it wasn't from him, it wasn't from God. So that's why it's like,
he never lost his faith in him, and he never questioned himself either, because in the book of Job, it talks about how even though all those things were happening to him, he knew it within himself that he was just. He knew that I did nothing wrong. And all of his friends, his closest friends, were
his
like,
wife,
you did something. You're right, his wife. His own wife. His own wife was like, just
curse God and die.
Curse God.
Curse God and die,
He was like, nope. He was like,
I'm not doing it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
that type of faith, even through the trials, even through the sufferings, still not losing your faith in God.
He was just so persistent, and I look at that and I'm like, dude, like, if we could all be like that, like I said, the biggest thing is don't fall off track. Don't do it. It's such a trial. I mean, it's such a tribulation. It's such a challenge, but just do it, bro. Just stick on to it, bro.
Do it.
So
if you get the chance, you should read some Paul too. Read some more Romans. He talks about running the race.
Yeah, true.
Zach,
I got something. Well, I agree with what these guys have said, being like, Jesus, of course, but one person that always stuck out to me was the Apostle Paul, and how after everything he did, he was still able to turn to face to Jesus, and that just gives me a lot of hope for like everyone, because I feel like some people think that there's no chance for them to redeem themselves in any way, but through God, everything is possible. And in one of my courses, school last semester, we were talking about how the original sin was that humanity turns away from God, and so that was like how Eve bit the apple, turned away from God because she wanted to make decisions on her own.
The fall of a civilization.
Yes.
Bro.
And so,
way to go, Eve.
Everyone still has everyone still has sin, but being able to turn to God after falling is something that's so important and something that needs to be done. And that's why the Apostle Paul really sticks out to me.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful. For anybody watching, the Apostle Paul, he started off killing Christians back in those times. Like, he hated Christians so much, he was killing them left and right, hundreds and hundreds of Christians. This is after Jesus had died. And then Jesus revealed himself to him and essentially told him, Paul, I know you've been killing my people, but now I want you to be one of my people, and I want you to go speak. I want you to go spread my word out. And he did. And to what you're saying, dude, yeah, it's a great point. That story is beautiful. His story is beautiful in the sense of, like, dude, he was straight up murdering people. Like, he was murdering people.
Yeah.
And God still used him. God still forgave him. You know? And dude, there's a whole book in the Bible. There's multiple books that he wrote. So I think that's beautiful. That's the first thing that, you know, I agree with you on. And then the original sin, you know, the Adam and Eve took a bite of the apple and they were ashamed, right? They you know, received their sight and everything, and they hid, right?
Yeah.
But what did God do? He's like, where are you? Where are you? Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? So even though we mess up, even though we sin, God doesn't stop loving us.
Yeah.
You know. So thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's everlasting, brother.
So-
It's everlasting, brother. It's kind of like how I love Tristan. Like, off camera.
Exactly.
Even though he sins against you,
Yeah, there's so
Oh.
much against me, bro, but
exactly,
I still love you, bro.
That's
We're gonna
beautiful.
give me a kiss on the camera, bro.
That's
Hey, whoa. He's married, man.
that's brotherly love right there.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Just a kiss, bro. I'm not giving you a kiss of death, bro. Like, here, get him, guys.
So the music.
Christian.
How would you describe? So you said blues, right?
Yep.
A blues. What are some for people that are maybe going to show up to the show? What can they expect, like, from the music wise at the event?
So, like,
Go ahead,
in
bro.
regards to, like, what songs?
The
or-
music, the lyrics, you know, anything you want to. You could even, like, shout out anything you
It
want.
may get a little bit loud.
Okay.
Yeah. So just you know, be
Yeah.
ready
Say that to the
to.
camera.
Yeah.
It may get a little bit loud.
Maybe.
It will.
Possibly.
What do you mean,
Possibly.
maybe, bro?
It will.
It will. At this point, bro. Oh
It
my
will,
gosh.
it will.
Well, you know what? Go, bro. My bad.
Watch
Go.
out for ears.
What's the bro? The
So-
genre, bro. What,
so the-
bro, what is it?
the genre,
what are we doing? What's a lot
A
of
little bit of blues, kind of like a little bit of like psychedelic rock,
Yeah,
and I mixed with some indie in there, and then just kind of like our own flavor to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what are some of your for people to look up ahead of time? What songs do you think they should check out? Because you have music on Spotify already. And
Yeah.
What should
Yeah.
they check out?
What do you think?
Oh, bro, you threw me at once. I don't know, bro.
This guy likes Crucified. Now He's Alive. That's-
You know,
he likes playing that one for sure.
it's. I think the main thing is the only reason being because, like I said, you're throwing me at this one, bro. It's like you're throwing me right into the
Yeah.
shark pit, bro.
While he thinks about that,
Yeah.
No,
why don't you? On that note, because I
Yeah.
actually do enjoy that song too.
Yeah,
Mostly
it's a
because
dope
of the
song.
lyrics. Tell me, what was the inspiration behind that one?
So, the inspiration for that song, because a lot of songs, like, I feel like I could just do, like, kind of get fancy with the lyrics, you know, kind of just like write what I'm thinking. But for that one, I was like, I actually want to use some real Bible verses that are in there. So, like, in every song, I'm trying to involve at least one Bible verse, because it says in the Bible that faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God. So, like, even if it's in the song and they're not, you're passively listening to it, it's still going to affect
Still
your
being
soul.
released.
Yeah.
It's still being released
Yeah.
as a plant.
So-
seed being planted.
Like it says in the Bible that Paul says, all I want to do is to preach Christ crucified. So, like, that's basically what that song is, like, crucified, now he's
okay.
alive. So it's just simple, like that's the message of
So it's kind of
of
influence
Christianity.
stuff of
Yeah,
Paul,
exactly.
Kind of just the idea of just like, hey, like, all I want to do is just preach the word of God.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
So
preach
just
that he was
keep it
crucified.
simple. You know, you don't have to add all this extra stuff.
And dude, that's cool. At least because, like, in my music mind too, since I make music too, that the way you structured that song, that's cool because that chorus is so, like, dude, like, it's so in your face. Like, you know?
Yeah, it is.
And the way you described it right now is, Paul is preaching, like, he was crucified. I don't know if you guys have played Skyrim. You guys played Skyrim?
I couldn't get into it, bro. It's not my thing. I
There's
tried.
a town that it's like one of the first towns that you visit. It's like white White Rim, something like White Run, something like that.
Yeah.
And then in there, as you're walking in, there's a guy who I forget what the term is, but he's just shouting like he's just like to that god of the game, like
he's
Talos, oh, and he's just like shouting out, right? So I imagine, that's kind of how Paul was. Paul was one of those guys who was just shouting, Jesus Christ is crucified, Jesus Christ is crucified. And the way you did the song, it's kind of good. Like
that's pushed out.
That's how you did it. You structured it in that way, where you're just shouting out. You're shouting out.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think, hey man, people need to hear it that way. Sometimes, it's fine to have a watered down, kind of like ease people into it. Again, kind of bringing up Angel again. We keep mentioning them, but Angel has there's a purpose for everyone. We all have purposes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there's something that just came to my mind about envy. Envy is a sin, right?
Yeah.
And envy is, you're jealous of somebody, You're jealous because, that person has
because
somebody
they have
that I don't have, But it's like, well, hold up, this is something that I've had to work on myself as well, is, our insecurities to do. Like, I'm here for a reason, I may not have what this guy has. I probably can't write, like, rock ballads like Tristan, I can't sing these beautiful pop songs like Angel. But there's something within me that, can be used by God. God created me. The Bible says that you knit me in the womb. You knew me before I was even conceived, right? And God has no beginning, no end. He knows everything, dude. He knows beyond what we can comprehend. So that being said, it gives me comfort in knowing that we're all here for a purpose, We may not be like that person. We may not be like selling on stage or something like that. But at the end of the day, we're all here for a reason. Going to your music, dude, your music, you never know. Your music could influence somebody who doesn't really jive with Angel's music or Chris Tomlin or Elevation or whatever, This whole rock stuff is, might be perfect for the type of people who, don't like, like those people, naysayers, basically. People that just, Christian music sounds weird. It sounds too poppy. It sounds cringe,
It's cringe, bro.
And that was one of the first things that you mentioned is that you wanted to make something that didn't sound the same. Yeah. So, dude, praise God for you, bro. Like that's amazing, Thanks for doing what you're doing, and all of you guys, because what we're doing here is it is a spiritual battle. At least that's what I always like to think is we are in a spiritual war, with everything going on. So thank you guys for doing what y'all are doing,
It's definitely
it's awesome. Anything you guys want to shout out? Any closing thoughts or anything for the interview? Feel free to say whatever you want, man.
We're done, though? We're done?
Yeah.
We're done. Dude. Yeah. I think for just everything in general, I think we're pretty excited. I want to say we're excited. I don't know, guys. I'm really excited for the show, myself personally, and.
Well, this will be the first time they actually perform live, so...
Oh, yeah, this is this guy's first time playing, actually live. Not, with the... What was it? The violin?
Yeah.
Not for school?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the same.
Exactly.
It's not... But I would say for us, I'm super excited, and I'm just excited for everybody to be there and just have a good time, and, just a fellowship, talk to us after the show, before, whatever it is, just come together, that's the main thing, just coming together, because we're performers doesn't mean that, they're separated from us, no, we're just like one of you guys, we just have a different talent, that's all, so, yeah, I think that's a cool closing remark.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
please make sure you come by on May 23rd, we'll be expecting you, it'll be a great time, and we'll, enjoy fellowship.
Yeah. These guys worked really hard on their music, and I'm very excited to be playing with you.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah. So you guys got to come out and see these guys.
Us, bro.
Us too.
Bring your friends. Bring your grandma. Great grandma if you got one, and just bring whoever.
Collective effort.
Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Well, same thing, guys. I'm also excited to hear you guys play, dude.
Yeah.
Because, like all you guys, I'm also a rock person.
Thank you.
Linkin Park and Green Day.
Yeah, it's exciting, bro.
It'll be. I'm excited. I've already heard your music, but I'm excited to hear it
live
and loud, as you said.
It's just a different, but it's a good different. It just all correlates.
It's gonna be a blessing, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
So to all of you watching, come out May 23rd, Angel City Cafe. Check out Tristan Bastidas, Zach, Chris Brown.
Off-brand Chris Brown. So I won't get dance moves, yeah.
And we hope to see you guys there.
Yeah.
Good
All right,
day.
guys.
God bless.